quote, apparently the Chinese woman wanted to ask Francis to help bishops and priests and lay people persecuted by Xi Jinping's government. That would obviously be the Chinese Communist government. And a colleague named Bree Dale in the comments section or the replies asked for a source, and Monsignor Ferrari responded a Chinese priest in Rome is his source, who wanted to remain anonymous for obvious reasons because of the both regimes, the Francis regime and the communist regime. Kind of a
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That the 2019 was a bad year for the Catholic Church in China. When the communists took over China, they were not at all interested in having a world religion that was governed by another monarch in another land in Europe, that is the Pope. So what they did is they established what's called the patriotic or the national Chinese Catholic Church, which basically was a Catholic church, kind of like how the Church of England was originally under Henry VIII, where they have sacraments and they have bishops and priests and everything looks and feels the same, except the government chooses the bishops, chooses the priest, and basically monitors everything that's spoken and said in correspondence and in sermons, preaching, etc. In rebellion to this fake Catholicism, there was what's called the underground Catholic Church. Now, this was the real Catholic Church. These bishops of the underground Catholic Church were actually in communion with Rome.
Yes.
And there was, amongst the Chinese, families and communities and towns and were divided over whether they belonged to the above ground communist fake Catholic Church or the underground real Catholic Church. So this was going on for decades, and I heard none other than Cardinal McCarrick. It was either in 2006 or 2007. I heard him in D.C. He was giving a presentation on the church in China. In that presentation, ex-Cardinal McCarrick, then Cardinal McCarrick, said the Pope, back then this was Benedict, the Pope should just recognize the communist church and bring the underground church and the communist church together in one union, regularize all the bishops. The people in the room, we were all looking at each other like, what is this guy saying? How could
you heard him say that? Heard him say that live? You were actually there?
Oh, I was there. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was live. There was 100, 150 people in the room. It was a presentation because he had been in China. He was studying this issue.
That was part of Archbishop Vigano testified to that as part of his original testimony, I think.
That's why I believe in Vigano, because Vigano said that he saw him when he saw him after Francis came and said, Francis basically has rehabilitated me and he's sending me to China.
Yep.
And guess what happened? Francis followed McCarrick's plan that I heard him say in 2006, 2007 in person. And that is to take the communist church and regularize it and make it the official church, which in a sense destroyed and persecuted all the faithful underground Catholic for all these decades who have been faithful to the Holy See, faithful to the true doctrine, the true liturgy, the true practice of Catholicism.
2020 is going to be an eventful year, I think, in many ways.
Yes, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good year because in 2019, Matt, we saw a huge awakening to Catholic tradition, not just liturgy but doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole army of people who are excited about Garrigou-Lagrange. There's a whole group of people who are excited about Thomas Aquinas. Mm-hmm. I hear from so many people who are saying, I bought the Baltimore Catechism. I looked at it for the first time and I'm amazed.
Yep.
Right? I'm relearning my faith through the Baltimore Catechism written for children. People were saying, you know what? This was the year when I started praying the rosary every single day. This is the year that I started attending the Latin Mass. This is the year that I found a spiritual director. This is the year when I started going to confession every 2 weeks to a month. People are rediscovering the traditional norms of Catholicism. And in a large part, they're doing that because they're realizing that the new flavor that's being pushed is new. And it's failing somehow. So people are saying either I have to stop being Catholic or I'm going to go back to that old school